Is We Love Katamari Reroll plus Royal Reverie worth our time? We're about to find out. Welcome everyone to episode 196 of 1 Hour, 1 Decision, 1H1D. I am Chris.
And I am Tom.
And we take 60 minutes and play a random game on Xbox Game Pass and decide, well, Tom, I'm not going to say that name again.
Chris, when you said, I'm Chris, and I was ready to say, and I'm impressed that you managed to get all of that out without messing it up.
Me too. This game, I'm going to just call it this name, or just We Love Katamari, was developed by MONKEYCRAFT Co Ltd, and it came out in June of 2023. I play this on the PC, 4.97 gigabytes on the PC. Tom, what about you?
On the Series S, it is larger. It is 6.44 gigabytes. Why?
Ooh.
I don't know. Xbox,
and extra stuff that's been rolled into that Katamari on the Xbox. That's what happened. It's just
denser. I have a Meteor core in mine, I guess.
You totally do. But speaking of the core, what kind of game is this?
At its core, it's a puzzle game. I'll extrapolate that a little bit and say it is a third-person puzzle game.
That's interesting. I put a third-person collect-a-thon simulator.
Yeah.
You're collecting stuff, shoving it into a ball.
Yeah, I guess I say puzzle because you have to solve a problem. Okay. The problem is collect all of X or get to a certain size in a certain time.
Right.
And then, kind of how you do it is kind of left to the user a little bit.
Could you even argue it's a racing game?
Ooh, yes, I think you could. Because you are racing against the clock.
You are. And we are racing against the clock here as we played this game for an hour. And what is the game loop in this?
Well, you roll around environments, picking up anything you can so that you can grow bigger so you can pick up bigger stuff.
Fair enough. I wrote, roll until you please your dad and fans.
Yeah, I mean that too. I think if you succeed in what I suggested, you will please your father.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We're looking at it from different sides of the cosmos here, and let's talk about the likes in this game. What you like?
It is so weird, Chris. It is.
That is an understatement.
It is a bizarre intro.
Yeah.
Which turns into just a bizarre game. Like you watch that opening sequence and you're like, what am I about to play?
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, yeah, mechanically you just roll this ball around and pick stuff up.
Right.
But like all of the dialogue is so bizarre.
Yeah. Bizarre, almost like prose, even like like some of the way the verbiage and all that stuff. It was like, what is going on here? I feel like I took a very strong hit of Spirit Tea, and this is what happens after that. Like maybe I was seeing spirits. It's possible. Yeah. But this game is just so quirky. This gives me vibes of the PS2 era and like just the cool, weird stuff that came out at that time. Like they just threw anything. They're like the Netflix of now. They're just like, just publish it. I don't care. Just do it. I don't care.
Well, the install base for the PS2 was so big,
right?
That it's kind of like what happened again with the Wii, where it's just like anybody make anything. Like everybody's got one of these things in their house. Like just make whatever.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, you ended up with something like this.
I mean, even back then, Katamari was just so weird. Everyone was talking about it. Yeah. And like, social media wasn't like, there wasn't a social media back then. It was just word of mouth. And people were like, you got to try this game. It's so weird. But it was like, it's just like, it's one of those games again, where it knows what it is. It follows its own theme and just, punches you in the face with it. It's like, you are going to like this in any which way. It's such, like you said, it's a very simple game. You're literally just rolling a ball, but you're rolling like cats into this ball. You're rolling people into this ball eventually to make what is you're rolling up a ball. Like if you've never heard of Katamari before, you're a prince that is trying to I guess, is he even trying to please his dad? He is trying to please his dad.
Well, his dad, the king of the cosmos, says, do X.
Right.
I need you to make a ball out of this stuff and get it to this size in this time.
Yeah.
That's the bare bones, like easiest, one of these types of quests. Sometimes they're a little bit more complicated than that, but that's, at its core what the game is.
Yeah. Now, and if I understand, this is actually the sequel to Katamari.
Yes.
We are playing
the original game is
remake.
Called Katamari Damacy.
Yep.
And I appreciated, this is one of my likes,
Yeah.
the meta element that they're recapping Katamari Damacy in this game's like dialogue and intro and everything like that, where it's like people have forgotten about Katamari Damacy. And so let's remind them of it. And so like when they're like teaching you the mechanics, it's like, oh, even you, Prince, have forgotten. Instead of doing the Kratos loses all his powers thing, like they figured out a way to do it within the confines of this ridiculous game. So well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. And I mean, I love the scroll text, kind of like the Star Wars kind of intro that they do too. Very epic in that say. And like I totally forgot about how the first game even starts. Is essentially your dad, the king, gets drunk one night and just destroys the cosmos. Like it's like he destroys this, like all the stars. So you're there to clean up his mess. And I guess this point now, you're actually not trying, like he hasn't gone and had another bender. He's just like, let's expand this universe more. So this is what you're doing. Yeah. You're helping people and you're making stuff out of objects in the world. And yeah, so that's basically what it is. It's just such a quirky game. It's so, and like, again, we talked about the mechanics. It's so simple, but it's satisfying. It's satisfying when you pick up things and like you're getting like stats also while you're doing it too. It's like,
yeah, I appreciated the your Katamari is as big as X number of these things.
Yeah,
like just throw out random facts. Sure, why not?
Right. And oh my God, I cannot forget about the soundtrack, because the soundtrack,
come on,
just this is I'm like gushing over here. I'm gushing over here, but like the soundtrack is fantastic. It fits this to a T, and just makes you so like, even just like the little things, like even when you're in the like hub world, when you're moving your character around, moving the prince around, that there's like a little like beatbox that happens as you're like walking around. It's just like, okay, it's catchy. It's just everything about this game is just so catchy and just makes you smile. I don't know. That's kind of the stuff here that I really enjoyed. What else do you got here, Tom?
I appreciate it, especially coming off of last playing Spirit Tea.
Yeah,
that this game is regularly auto saving.
Yeah,
and you can do manual saves too if you want to.
Absolutely,
but the game is looking out for you.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose any of your progress.
Good on them. And good on, I guess, the prince and the king and all that, thinking about it. I mean, obviously they didn't make the game, but I also thought that the king's backstory, as it slowly gets revealed, is just amazing too. He's got a dad that's pretty mean to him, pretty cruel.
Yeah.
But you learn a little bit more about this character, and who's your dad? Who really is your dad? So
yeah,
good on them. And
for all the dads out there,
right, for all the dads out there, don't be like that dad. Maybe, I don't know. Just a thought. There's also a battle mode, or like kind of cooperative mode. It's there.
Yeah. I saw.
I didn't try it, but it's there. It's there. So if anyone wants to do like a 2-player. I don't know if it's local or multiplayer. So, if someone has any thoughts, maybe let us know. Yeah, it's so weird. Such a weird game. And any other thoughts here, or should we get to our dislikes?
I just want to quickly point out that while it is a simple mechanic, what you pick up affects the way the Katamari rolls.
That's true.
So you want to try to make a nice round sphere so it rolls nice. But you won't. Like, it's basically impossible. You're going to pick up things that are going to make your thing roll all lopsided. But I appreciate that that's what happens. And it's not, it pays attention to some amount of physics.
Yeah.
Not like realistic physics, let's be real. But there are
collision physics to an extent, I guess.
Yeah.
So collision detection.
You are what you eat. Maybe is what this is.
Yeah. All right.
But after Chris gushes so much, there are things to say that this game is not so great. So
yeah.
Why don't you start, Chris?
Well, I got to say the first thing is when I let my dad down. That's a big no-no because this game is actually kind of challenging. I got to say it is. And I definitely had to repeat a couple of levels just because like I would miss the objective being like, get to a certain size at this amount of time, at a certain time, or what was the other one? I guess it was a certain size, a certain amount of time, and I think you have to collect a certain amount of things.
Yeah, there was one where you have to like clean up the room.
Yes,
so you have to like collect everything of a certain type, and then there was one where you have to like collect flowers. So it's like how many flowers do you collect?
So and then like the time ones are the ones that always gonna trip me up. Because I felt like I never had enough time. And it's because like I would be missing stuff when I'm rolling. Like that stuff was always bothering me because I was like, I'm rolling over this thing. Why is it not picking it up? Mm-hmm. And like some of that just like, even though there is some physics involved here, like some of it just doesn't make sense to me. So I was a little confused about what's happening there. So that was definitely frustrating for me. But what about you, Tom? What you got?
I want to echo what you said there about picking things up because I have to choose between speed and completion.
Yeah.
And that's very hard for me as a player. My gut instinct is to pick up 100% in an area before moving on.
Yeah.
But that's not a good strategy. Mm-hmm. Like you really need to... should be moving quickly.
Yeah, just keep it moving.
Just keep it moving forward and quick and fast and roll and roll and roll.
Yeah.
And that's how you'll succeed. And I think because you use the twin joystick thing, the controls do take some getting used to. Like, it's not intuitive, I think to your average game player. Mm-hmm. Like it is a little wonky to pick up.
Like the game has like cozy elements to it, or like a cozy type of look and feel to it. But the thing is, it's like, no, you got to keep moving. You got to keep this going, and you have to go at a pretty decent pace. And in terms of going back to the controls, I thought there's one move that you can do where you speed up the spin. Like I definitely was getting that a little like messed up. And the other thing is like that's like a high risk, high reward kind of thing because if you bump into something, you can crash and stuff falls off of your ball.
Yeah.
So
you get these alerts where it tells you somebody's approaching and they're going to mess with your ball.
Oh yeah.
So it could be a crab monster, could be something else.
Right.
It just comes and
and then like when there's like
stuff.
When there's like a million of them, it's like all the alerts are just like going off, and you're like leave me alone, just leave me alone.
But it can get pretty tense.
Yeah. The game is simple and like in that way it can feel a little repetitive. I don't know if you felt that.
I have that here.
Yeah.
There really is only one objective and only one game mechanic, which is roll over things.
Yes.
To your sticky orb so that you can make your orb bigger.
Yeah.
That's the game.
That's the game.
Like there's slight variations on that theme, but that's what you're going to be doing the entire time. Well, either doing that or reading a lot of text because the intro has voice acting, but the actual game does not. So, keep that in mind.
Although I don't know how you felt about the noise that they used with the text, but it had almost like a DJ scratch.
Yeah, this one didn't bother me like Spirit Tea did for whatever reason. Probably because it was interposed with actual segments where I play the game.
Yeah. Fair enough. Ooh, take notes.
It's me digging.
Take notes there. No, but it's and the other part of it is you can skip the dialogue too if you wanted to. There's options to skip. I think.
But why would you? You'd miss the ridiculous banter between the prince and his king of the cosmos.
You would. I think I forgot that. There's one point where like I think I was replaying something, or it was the first time I was going into a mission, and I started moving. I didn't realize I was allowed to move. And then the king was like, "Oh, hell, okay, you already know what you're doing." Like, all right, I'm just leaving you to it. It's like, all right, don't listen to my. I was like, "Oh, wow, okay, that actually worked." I was like, that's cool. So, I know we're talking about dislikes, but that just came to my mind there. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, repetition. What else do you got here, Tom, in terms of your dislikes?
Only that the king's dad is a real jerk.
Yeah.
There's a sequence where you get a second place trophy and then he throws it away.
That's right. He throws it away. It is so
amazing.
Right. Oh my God. I forgot about that. That was so funny.
You're really proud of your second place trophy. And your dad looks at it and then throws it away.
He throws it into the river, I think, too.
Yeah.
I think they're driving. They stop the car and he throws it out of the car. Damn. That guy's like, oh, man. I can see why he's all messed up. Yeah. So hopefully this king treats the prince a little bit better. And so far, it seems like he's okay. He's actually kind of like proud of him. He's like, oh, good job. Nice going. So there's that. Good on him. All right. Shall we get to our other thoughts here then, Tom?
Yeah. Let's keep it rolling.
All right. How long to beat says this game takes about 4 hours to complete. So
that sounds good to me.
Sounds good. I mean, if this game was like a 28-hour game, I'd probably be like, whoa, I don't think I could deal with 28 hours of this. Like, I think my mind would leak out of my ears at that point. So
yes.
This game is Xbox Play Anywhere and xCloud compatible, so you can be rolling remotely if you want to.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I think you would definitely need a controller.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
I mean,
for sure.
You can't try to do this with touch controls.
Touch would be, no way. That's a shame. What do you got there, Tom?
Okay, so what's the deal with that extra long title? I'm sure you're asking yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's called Reroll because it is a remaster or remake of We Love Katamari.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's where the reroll comes from, which We Love Katamari came out on the PS2 in 2005.
Ooh,
that's a long time ago. So it's got improved graphic and quality of life upgrades. So like the menu system, the way it looks, those sorts of things are new. And the Royal Reverie part is those added stages where you play as the king in these flashbacks with his dad. Royal Reverie is the king revisiting his childhood. That's what that is.
So that
completely not in. Yeah, it was not in We Love Katamari.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, that's cool. Good stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, Tom, I guess we got to find out if we're keeping this game on our respective hard drives, or are we throwing it into the river like the king's dad? What a jerk.
For real, right? Yeah. Well, here's what I think. The story is so weird and the levels are nice and bite-sized. Most of them are like 5-6 minutes. Like you can play them real fast. Combined with the fact that this game is frequently saving, I could see myself playing this in short spurts.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to play this 4 hours straight through. No. I think I lose my mind. But 30 minutes here, 30 minutes here, knowing that it's only 4 hours long total, like beat it and, I don't know.
Cross it off your list. Yeah. Cross it off your list of like, hey, I beat a Katamari game. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, right? It's fun to play. It is.
Yeah, it is. Such a simple concept. And look, for me, this is a game. If you haven't ever played a Katamari game, you've got to at least try it. Try it once because it's just such, it gives me back the memories of when Sony was trying weird games like this. And it's so refreshing from what Sony is now, which is just, I guess, a third person story machine factory, whatever. Which, good for them to do all that stuff. But like this quirky stuff here, I love it and I'm here for it. And you should try it. Again, it's not a very long game, so give it a shot.
Yeah. If you've got Game Pass, you have no reason not to try it out.
I think it's also fairly affordable also as whatever it is. But, yeah. So those are our thoughts. Let us know what you think of this game. Follow us and say hello on Twitter, X, or Threads at TC1H1D. Shoot us an email at tc1h1d@outlook.com. Check us out on Twitch. We stream there, twitch.tv/1h1d. And, hey, you might be watching this on YouTube. And if you are, hey, send us a comment down below. Say how much you love Katamari. Or how about tell us what PS2 game that was just as weird as this that you enjoyed? Because I'd like to know, because I like to play those weird games. And
Fatal Frame.
Hey, there you go. Fatal Frame. And also, check out all our other reviews. We've got other reviews on YouTube and stuff like that, or on the podcast. So check it all out. That'd be cool. And 1H1D is part of the QTV network. If you like any great gaming content like this or whatever else, check it all out at quitthebuild.com/network. Now, Tom.
Yes, Chris.
We need to find out what we're playing next. So
yes, hopefully it's less words for you to say.
Yeah, I hope so too. That'd be great. But surprise button, tell us what we're playing next. Here we go. Oh, all right. We are back on the Ubi train there, Tom. Riders Republic.
Nice and short.
Nice and short.
Title-wise, anyway.
Title-wise. And it's not a Assassin's Creed game or Assassin's style game from what it looks like. So we're going to check that out on our next episode. But until then, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to this episode. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.